And we're live. What is going on, everybody? I'm your host, Nikki Smokes. You were listening to the Smoke and Greens podcast. Scottie Scheffler is your 2022 Masters winner. What an absolute fucking legend. I know Bobby cashed the outright ticket. He had him and Cam Smith. So this was already the greatest Masters day possible for him. No sweat Masters. We'll get into that a little bit more, but Scottie Scheffler goes out there, he gets it done. Double bogeys 18 because of how nervous he was to win this event. Bobby, what did you make of Scottie Scheffler winning the 2022 Masters?
Scottie fucking Scheffler, baby. Cashed me out. And like you said, it was a stress-free day for me. But, I mean, Scottie is unbelievable. All week long, he's just been striping it all over the place, making putts. I mean, on 18, that 4-jack was hilarious. He said it in his interview that it kind of killed the emotion. It didn't. He wasn't as sad after because he was kind of laughing. I was thinking the same thing. I kind of like it when they get all sappy after they make that last putt. But, I mean, that was hilarious. I've never seen a tournament finish where a guy just misses 3 putts from, like, this far away in a row. So, Scottie was great. It was a fun fucking day. And thank you very much, Scottie, for the second time this year. I genuinely appreciate it, my friend.
After Scottie finally hits his winning putt, I just see him walking over to his high school sweetheart, arm around her, kissing her, hugging the family. They walk down. It feels like a quarter mile of a walk. They're just walking down. He's on top of the world. My girlfriend's like, "Oh, how old is he?" I'm like, "Oh, he's only 25." I'm like, wow. I feel like a fucking loser. Like, this man is over here winning at Augusta, absolute champ. What is this? His 4th win in 57 days. He's the undisputed number 1 golfer in the world. He deserved to win this. We go back and forth all the time. There's no other person that we could have put above Scottie Scheffler going into this, which makes me feel like more of a dumbass for not having an outright ticket on him because it was so obvious he's the best player in the world. But aside from Scottie winning, because he deserved to win, there's no doubt about it. And I love Scottie Scheffler. He's such a great dude. He had a great answer on the Foreplay podcast the other night.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Aside from Tiger Woods returning, this Masters was schwap. It was so mid. It was not a fire Masters at all. I know you're a Tiger diehard, right? So aside from Tiger returning, this Masters was not shit.
So, I mean, you started this earlier, and we said I was going to save it for the pod. I'm obviously in a very biased spot this year. I mean, Tiger came back, and I had a Scottie ticket. So, I mean, how could I not have enjoyed the fuck out of the Masters? But what I said is to me, the Masters can never be trash. I mean, it can be a little less exciting, which it obviously was this year. There was no drama, but the Masters is still incredible. You see how much it means to these guys, like Rory holing that bunker shot on 18. That was epic. Harry Higgs almost making the eagle on the albatross on number 2. Like, all these stories, you get the hole-in-ones. It's the tradition. I mean, it's just the best, and it'll always be the best no matter what happens in the Masters. Less exciting this year for sure, but to call it trash, I mean, I would watch that 10 times over again. I thought I loved it. I enjoyed it. It was great for me. It'll always be great
you enjoyed it because you had the 2 guys that were 1 and 2 going into Sunday. So obviously you enjoyed it. Of course you enjoyed it. But if you didn't have a ticket on either of those guys and you were sitting there watching the Masters and it was over after the 12th hole, it sucked. There was no one in contention. There was nobody in contention. Scottie Scheffler is too good of a golfer, and he ruined the Masters. He deserved the win. I'm so happy for him. He's a fantastic guy. I could not be happier for Scottie Scheffler, but the Masters was mid. If you took Tiger Woods' return out of it, it was mid. Thursday was cool. Tiger shot -1. Friday and Saturday, the course was so hard no one could score. It was mid, and they couldn't even get the watercolor right in the freaking river. The thing looked like the Everglades, bro. You don't even know what the Everglades is. It's a dirty swamp.
I know where that's at.
Have you really?
I went kayaking in the Everglades earlier this year. Yes, sir. I'm well traveled, brother. Come on. But I can see your points. I see what you mean, and I see where you're coming from, and I can see how people think like that. But, like, I don't know. To me, I can find so much joy in every day. Like, Thursday's incredible. Like, it's the first day. It's so beautiful. You get there for the first time.
Bobby. I have to cut you off. Take your 2 outright winners out of the equation. If you weren't going into Cam Smith and Scottie Scheffler outright winning tickets. Are you telling me this was the best Masters or a hit
No, 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 no,
Masters?
no. It's not it wasn't the best. It's not a top 5 instant classic Masters that everyone's gonna remember for years to come because of some crazy drama. Like it
But you
wasn't that.
loved
And
it.
I exactly, but I loved it, and I always love it. That's the point I'm making. I mean, the perfect example would be Dustin Johnson winning in 2020. He kind of ran away with it. I didn't have a DJ ticket. I still stuck around to the end. Like I just love that shit, man. I want to see him make that walk up the fucking thing, say hi to all his family. I want to see that interview in Butler's cabin after. Like I live for that shit. I love that shit. It makes me happy. So, like you said, it from like a competitive drama standpoint, there wasn't a whole lot, but to me, the Masters will always just be incredible to watch.
All right, now let's talk about the actual Masters. Now, I had the intention to come on here and absolutely manhandle Cam Smith into oblivion. I was going to bully him, call him a mental midget, blah, 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 blah. But I was like, look, I don't want to do that anymore because at the end of the day, he's a human being, right? We're all humans. We all fuck up. We all make mistakes. We all know what we did. But I'm just gonna state the facts. I'm not gonna be disrespectful. I'm not gonna call him this and that and that. But it is what it is. He choked. I mean, you go out there on the 12th hole, you birdie 11, you're within 3 strokes. You go out there, and usually on that 12th hole, you'll hit it onto like that first cut of grass, and it'll roll into the river, and you're just like, oh, what? Why did I do that? His ball
Yeah,
went straight into the river. I mean, that's like a whole nother
it's a creek.
mental.
Let's get
Yeah,
it straight. It's a creek.
creek, river. A creek is a river.
It's Ray's Creek. Let's put some respect on it.
All right, Ray's Creek. I'll use the correct terminology because that's Tony's favorite part of the Masters is how each hole has its own little name. But Cam Smith, he blew it. And then after the 12th hole, he just stopped playing golf. Like he completely quit. His next 3 drives, he looks like me. He's got the driver on his
Couldn't
follow
hit it.
through in one hand, and he's just looking around, absolutely lost. Race Creek took Cam Smith's soul. Would you agree?
As it has so many players in the past, dude. I mean, that tee shot on 12 has fucked so many people. I can think of Spieth putting the ball in Race Creek on Sunday. I think he did it twice on number 12. Patrick Molinari putting it in Race Creek on number 12 when Tiger won the Masters. Finau to follow him right in. So, like, that's not unpopular. That shit happens all the time. And the pressure that comes with the Masters is insane. I think it speaks volumes to how Scottie did it. Like, going out there and putting on that performance, he didn't blow anyone away today. He shot -1, but that's all he had to do. He said it in his interview afterwards about how did you play with all the cheers and roars all over the golf course. He said, well, simply, I put myself in a position where I didn't have to care about what anyone else did on the golf course. All I had to do was play my game. And if I did that, I knew it would be enough. Like, that's fucking sweet. And he went out and did it. Cam Smith, he crumbled a little bit. He definitely did. It's tough to say he choked because he never had the lead. I mean,
Whoa. He birdies the first 2 holes. He's within a stroke. Then he bogeys the next 2. Then he birdies 11. He's within 3 with 6 holes to play. And then he triples on 12.
yeah,
That's an absolute choke.
not really. I mean, it's a choke if Scottie does it and blows the lead. He didn't have the lead. So every time he's going to try and be aggressive and try and get stuff, and it's going to cost you at some point. I mean, he took a 9-iron because he tried to go right to the pin. If he has that lead like Scottie, he hits 8-iron to the middle. He's trying to pull off impressive shots because he needs to gain it. So to me, that's not choking. That's him going for it. And did he hit some really bad shots and come up short and it didn't work out for sure? But it's not a choke job. I think Cam Smith will come back better for it because he'll learn from those mistakes. And Cam Smith will win a green jacket at some point in his career. You can count him down for that right now, in my opinion.
But even the hole before 11, so he birdied 11, and then he
Mhm.
had like 3 feet to get another stroke on Scotty, and the thing broke insanely to the right. And so that opportunity blew. So if he hits that one and he birdies 11, 12's even more important, and he still
Yeah.
duffed it in the water. And even if they both parred up on 12, he still got another 6 holes to go. And when I'm talking about choke, I'm just talking about all the pressures building up. You just
Yeah.
got a birdie on 11. Now you're only a couple strokes back. You got plenty to go. You're one of the best putters in the world, and you don't even give yourself a shot. You hit it dead straight in the water. It was more like the swing, and he talked about it in his interview. He was
Yeah.
talking about, he was like, it was just one of the worst swings I ever had. And for you to have your worst swing that you've ever had in 4 days on the biggest hole of the entire tournament, it's a choke to a certain degree.
When you put it that way, it's hard to disagree with you. I'll say that. I mean, he hit a terrible shot on number 12, and if you could call it a choke, I'll give in to that point. I think he choked it away on 12. He should have hit a better tee shot. He should have. I mean, like you said, the couple of putts that he just barely missed. He couldn't hit a driver today, which is so weird because Cam Smith all week was just piping that driver, picking the tee up right away, and just getting on with it. So yeah, I'll give you it. He choked it a little bit, but still, I think that the position he put himself in, he had to be aggressive, and it was inevitable that at some point, unless he clutched the fuck up, he was going to come up short somewhere.
Tony's finally joining us, doob in his mouth. How was your Masters experience?
What'd you say? How was my Masters experience?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, my mic was muted. My Masters experience was good. I fucking sat on the couch for 2 days. The last couple days I've been watching. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
we can hear you fine, brother.
That's weird. Okay. Anyway, I mean, the course played hard all 4 days, I think.
No, today the course played so easy. It didn't even look like the last 3 days. I didn't even know what I was watching on TV today.
There was no wind. The wind just completely died, and it was like a beautiful 70-degree
Saturday
day.
And Friday was a shit show.
Bro,
I mean, that was unbelievable. That's why when I watched it, I said, what am I watching? If the course conditions were like this Thursday through Sunday, oh my, I couldn't even imagine what the winner would have.
Dustin would have won, and he would have shot minus 20. It's like when Dustin won in November, that's what happened. The course was just easy to get all the way around, and he shot a minus 20 and won the fucking thing.
Scottie is goated though right now. This is
so goated,
absolutely insane what he's doing. I don't know if we'll ever see
Tiger.
Well, I know, and that happened.
He's working on his Tiger Slam.
I'm saying like right now though, like moving forward, like I don't know when we're gonna see somebody like get this hot like again, especially with the tournaments he's winning. Like
match play, API, the Masters.
He's winning with
what was the fourth?
Waste management.
Wait, yeah.
On Super Bowl Sunday, baby, you cashed that.
Yeah, I cashed that. We cashed that. Yes, sir.
Loaded fields. Like he's not playing. These aren't like, you're in between tournaments where like there's, he's the top guy in the field. I mean, he is the number one player in the world, but you guys know what I mean? Where like literally all top, everybody's there and he's like smacking these guys around. I mean, realistically, he won by 5 strokes. I don't think it ended like that, but he missed like those couple of putts at the end. Yeah. But I mean, he's dusting these guys.
And I sent it to you guys. I sent that thing to you guys. There's only been 2 players ever to win 4 times in a season, including a major and a World Golf Championship: Tiger Woods and Scottie Scheffler. And I mean, Tiger did it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times. So there's levels to this shit. But Scottie's winning legit tournaments, like real. Yeah. Like the biggest tournaments to win. He's not winning out in
Honda
Bermuda
Classic
or something.
Did you guys?
This isn't the Honda.
Did you guys? I'm sure you guys have talked about Tiger already. How did you?
No, not yet. We're gonna get to that, but I want to gargle Scottie's junk a little bit more.
Sure.
When a guy like that, he's got such high character, wins a golf tournament, it makes me so much happier. Even though I didn't have a Scottie outright ticket, but just hearing how like he, handles himself and how he speaks. He went on that Foreplay podcast. They talked about how he felt about being number 1 in the world. And it was just like the most humble, good dude answer.
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't even write that for a movie script, Like that was genuinely from his heart. Like that's how he views the world. So I was just so happy to see him win a tournament like this. Does it feel different when a guy like that, like a guy with such great character, wins a tournament versus someone that, say, Bryson DeChambeau or Patrick Reed?
100%, bro. I mean, is Scottie not the most likable guy of all time? Who is there
Tony's
anyone out there that
been on that since day one?
Yeah,
I've been on that since day one, and I've been waiting for my turn. I'm a Scottie fan. He's such a good fucking dude.
I've been parked on planet Scottie Scheffler since. I mean, we went to the Ryder Cup in September last year.
Yes.
I was parked on that, before even the Ryder Cup. I've been waiting for him to win his first tournament for a while. So, I mean, I didn't think he'd ever snap like this, but I think it all started at the Ryder Cup. He matched up on Sunday with Jon Rahm, and he absolutely dusted him. And I'd say, like, from that point forward, like, he's just been on a different type of tear.
Dude, 100%. I think 2 things with him. One, the Ryder Cup getting picked because a lot of people were like, I don't know if Scottie should be on that team. Like, his spot was kind of up for grabs. They gave it to
Mhm.
Scottie. He went out there and he shit on everyone. And number two, bro, he just hired that new caddy. What's
Mhm.
his name? Teddy Scott,
It's
Bubba
the
Watson's old caddy.
third time he's won. Yeah, he
Ted
won
Scott
the
has been
yeah.
on his bag only 9 times. That's his 9th event with him. Do you think
And
it's a
then
coincidence that he's won 4 times? That guy
no.
brought Bubba Watson two Masters. I think the caddy has a lot to do with it. When I heard that today, I was like,
Mhm.
that's not a coincidence. Like, caddies do so much for the players. I don't think a lot of people really realize that when they just kind of watch golf. So I think that's another point. When I heard that on the broadcast today, I wanted to make sure I brought that up. I thought that was pretty cool.
That's funny you said that because my girlfriend, she was like, "How much do caddies even make? Do you guys know how much they make?"
I mean, they get like a cut. They get like a percentage. I think it's just percentage
Yep.
based, and
Right? Like 10,
Percentage
probably
20%.
agreed upon. Like each individual relationship is probably a bit
Yeah.
different.
You
Yeah.
sign a contract with your caddy and you agree on, I'm sure there's some sort of base salary in line
Mhm.
because like some of these guys that aren't going to make a lot of money, their caddies aren't just going
course.
to be fucking poor. But there's
Right.
definitely a percentage in there, and fucking that guy is loaded. Talk about
Yeah,
picking the right bag.
he got a
Talk about
nice
picking the
check
right bag.
today. My girl, she was like, "Would you ever be a caddy?" I was like, "Hell yeah, I'd be a caddy." I mean,
So
you got a lot of preparation, but it's like half the pressure. It's like actually
how do you
100% less the pressure, bro.
Unless you're
how do
Speed's caddy.
these caddies like get found or like chosen, or like I know they're around for a while and some of them go like bag to bag, and like if one frees up, like he'll get hired or whatever, but like how do you just like I guess start with somebody that you kind of know, and then like if they have success, like you also in the caddy world of things, like have success as well, or you're well known that way?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's guys that are just like golf junkies. Maybe they were former players that really couldn't make it and they just turned to caddy. Or some
True.
guys like grow up caddying. Like you get a job at Augusta as a caddy, and all of a sudden you're just like the local caddy there forever. But I mean, there is also other guys that do it differently. I mean, Dustin Johnson's caddy is his brother. Phil
True.
Mickelson's caddy
Yeah.
is his brother.
Yeah.
Max Homa's caddy's like his best friend. So a lot of times with your caddy, you need them obviously to know what the fuck they're doing because there's so much like yardages and shit.
Yeah.
But you really want that to be like a guy that makes you feel like good and happy on the course.
Yeah.
Because there's
I
so
mean,
many
it's
times where like you hit a fucking terrible shot or catch a bad break. He's your one guy that's on your team. Like you don't have a
That's it.
team. You have your caddy. And
Yeah.
your caddy kind of has to pick you up sometimes. So
For sure.
it is a cool little relationship there.
I wanted to ask you guys about the third hole. So Cam goes out there, he goes back-to-back birdies. It looks like we're gonna have an actual Masters, some competition. Scotty duffs one into never ever land, gets a free drop. First of all, I'm not a fan of that free drop bullshit. I know the scoreboard's there, but it's not like his ball was pressed up against the scoreboard and it was impossible for him to make contact with the ball. I'm not a fan of that free drop. And then for him to hold that shot and Cam Smith not put his ball on the green, I think it was over after that. Like, what do you guys think?
I mean, essentially it was, but I mean, are you going to make, so I was not watching like directly when that was going on. So with Scotty's ball, like the scoreboard was like in front of him and like they weren't going to let him hit it over the scoreboard. I mean, so Nick, you want him to hit it over the scoreboard?
Well, he punch out or hit like a little freaking like punch out, bro. Do what else you have to do. Like it's not like he in his backswing he was gonna hit the scoreboard or his ball was laying on the scoreboard.
Smoke, put yourself
punch
in,
out. Like, sorry, you shouldn't have drove the ball 20 yards deep into the pines. You shouldn't have done that.
But in your situation, if you're in the same situation, you put yourself in Scottie Scheffler's shoes. Like you're taking that break all day long. Like it just happened.
I mean, obviously I'm going to ask for it, but what I'm saying is that shouldn't be given.
But it's like the same rule, like no matter, what the situation is, he happened to have it happen at a very, very fortunate time for him. But it's the same rule on every course, like throughout the year. I don't know. Bryson,
I think it's ridiculous
US
though.
Open. That's exactly what I was going to say with Tony. Like that rule's always there. It sucks when it gets in a situation like this where it's like, oh man, Scotty's out of position now. Like Cam has the door open and he gets that break. But like if that happened on Thursday at 10 a.m., no one would really bat an eye. I get the rule because like in the game of golf, you didn't set up to play the game with a giant scoreboard or stands or whatever the drop's for. So it makes sense. But like it does suck when it does get like so much bigger in that spotlight of a moment. But I mean, that chip was insane. It was
Yeah.
insanely lucky.
Wow.
But in golf, luck, you need luck to win and be successful. Because I mean, if that doesn't hit the hole, that goes
going
back where
20
Cam
yards
Smith
past it.
goes, and he's making bogey
They're
as
both
well.
bogeying, yeah.
And I just realized how I might be an all-time mush just to myself, because I knew we were doing this after, so I was kind of taking some notes as the day went on so I could kind of remember. And I'm reading them back for the first time, and I wrote lead cut to 1 after 2 holes. Scottie looks rattled. My next note was Scottie chips in on 3 for bird. What the fuck? Later on, I write Cam birdie on 11. Is this go time? Next note, Cam in the water on 12, triple bogey. So my notes, I think, might have just been the all-time mush looking back on it.
I really hope that he doesn't like disappear for like I think he's too good to do so. Like
Smith, like
Molinari-
pull a Spieth.
No, like Molinari and I don't think Tony
Spieth
Finau have recovered since they hit it into the water on 12 that day. Like either of them haven't played that well since then. So I just hope this doesn't like sting Cam Smith like too hard, because
I think it took its soul.
like you guys said,
I think we'll
like,
see him back because he's so good.
when I entered the
He's
chat,
so
you guys were
good.
talking about him putting on a green jacket. Like I really hope that one day, like he's also a very good dude. Like just as much as a good reputation as Scottie Scheffler, like Cam Smith is also a good guy to root for.
So I didn't want to drag him through the mud so bad because I really wanted him to win, and I really fuck with his mullet and his personality. But I'm convinced he quit. I'm so convinced he quit after 12.
I
don't think he hit a single good shot after 12.
I think watching how good Scottie is playing right now, like to see that and like know that you're competing against that, and like after he chipped in on 3 and Cam Smith probably was like, I mean, this is mine right now, like, and then he gets that break and he chips in and Cam bogeys and he's like, what the fuck, like, at that point he's probably in his head like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, I mean, these guys are people at the end of the day. You got to think about that. Like when you're playing golf and you start fucking up and you start getting really mad and getting that club in your hand like you're going to fucking break it, but you don't, but sometimes maybe you do. I mean, that shit's tough, man. It's so hard to play golf and make bad shots and get so pissed off and then try and like bring it all together and make good shots. Like it's so fucking hard, and it did kind of take his soul. And Tony makes a good point, man. There's people who have lost it in Rays Creek on number 12, and it's fucking took a lot out of them for a while. So I don't know if I'm running to fade Cam Smith yet. We'll see, though. Who knows? Maybe 12 did take his soul.
Hopefully not.
I hope not, because I love watching him play. But Tiger Woods, he made it. He made it through all 4 days. That boy was limping. He was limping today, especially after 18. I thought they were going to have to put him in a wheelchair and take him straight to the ice bath. I mean, it was great to see him out there. For him to shoot 1 under on the first day was incredible. For him to even make it all 4 days was fantastic. Hey, he committed to playing at St. Andrews?
Yep, the Open.
So that's already a positive right there. But I think this time next year, it would not surprise me at all if Tiger's in contention. I thought there was a lot of good things that we saw today. I believe he was very good with his driver. And unfortunately, like the last 2 days, his putter was just nowhere to be found, which makes no sense considering the fact that on Thursday, he was lights out with his putter. Like that was his bread and butter. And then Saturday, Sunday, his putter was nowhere to be found, but it seemed like everything else was there. He drove the ball much better the last 2 days. I believe his approach play was a lot better the last 2 days, but he just couldn't putt. So what did you guys take away from Tiger's return to Augusta?
Bobby, you can go first. Yeah.
I mean, dude, it was incredible. It turned into Sunday. I mean, was Sunday today a little bit of a tough watch? Sure, it definitely was. He looked like he was in like a fair bit of pain. He wasn't playing well. The putter wasn't great. I mean, I think a big reason why he's not putting so good is he can't crouch down behind the ball to get the line. And you remember when that happened? Remember when that happened to Brooks with his knee and he couldn't really read putts and he was playing like shit? Like, it's definitely a disadvantage to not be able to get down there. But all in all, for me, definitely a success. I wanted him to make the cut. I wanted to see him come out in the red and black on Sunday, and I got my wish. It was awesome, dude. He committed to the Open, like Smoke said. He said he's going to try and get it ready for the PGA. In my opinion, honestly, I don't think he should play the PGA. I think he should really, it's great to see what his comeback got him to. He can play golf. He can still do a lot of the same things. But there was obviously a lot of things he couldn't do or struggled to do. So I'd rather him shut it all the way down, save it for the Open, make a splash, and then really ramp it up, like Smoke said, for the Masters next year, and maybe even get a tournament in before the Masters so he can kind of be a little more sharp. But all in all, a success, dude. It was so awesome to watch Tiger back out there. I loved every second of it. I think I watched every shot he took.
Mhm.
I think in some of his, I think he was on some heavy painkillers or something, because those post interviews where he would like ask a question and he was like giggling like a schoolgirl, like
Yes.
Tiger's never like that, and he was like giggly and like wide eyed, and I'm like,
Maybe it's just
Tiger's
old
definitely on
age.
some
It's either
shit.
old age or you're right, or he's on some serious
Geeked
painkillers.
up.
But on the course, he was dialed.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah,
dialed
he
on the
was.
course. If anything, he looked too serious. So I don't think he's like floating around too much. I mean, he was definitely on painkillers, like for
Had to be.
sure.
I just think he needs a bit more time, like you guys said, to kind of just get stronger and like continue to go through the process of recovery. And then, I mean, he like there were, he fit in some good shots. There was just no real consistency to anything. And then his putter, I mean, if you watched on Thursday, I mean, he was grinding out like par putts, and then he,
Yep.
bogeyed a couple of holes, and then, battled back, and he still shot 1 under. So like those are all good signs, but I think Thursday was like his best round.
Of course. I mean, it
All-
was his best
obviously,
round.
score wise, and I just think the quality of it, like him battling out and making like, good pars and, birdies and bouncing back after bogeys and things like that. But it's just got to get more consistent. I mean, the driver's there, but the putter just needs to kind of come around. But it was awesome, like Bobby said, to like get to see him play again, and we've all been waiting, and I can't wait to see him at St. Andrews.
Could you imagine if Scheffler didn't go out there and shoot? Well, he only shot -1, but that's because he double bogeyed on 18 because he was so
Mhm.
nervous to win. But let's just say he was
Isn't
a
that
normal
crazy?
dude.
He was so nervous
wild.
to win that.
Just so nervous to win that he doubled. Let's just say though, Scottie comes back to like normal level, not being the absolute bully that he is. Rory McIlroy at -7. Then you have
What a
Smith
day.
-5, Lowry -5, Morikawa -4.
Mhm.
If Scheffler would have went out there early and doubled the first hole, this
Yeah.
Masters would have been a whole nother ball game. For Rory to go out there and shoot -8 in one day is unbelievable. But that's the most Rory thing possible, right?
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
A Sunday at Augusta, that means absolutely nothing to him. He shot -8 and still was 3 strokes back to the leader. I mean, I just wish Scottie had one off day because this could have been an insane Masters
Mhm.
push. But are you guys kind of surprised at all that Rory comes out with a -8 showing on a Sunday that means nothing? Because I feel
He's
like
the-
he's been in this position 100 times
Yeah.
and he doesn't show up. But the one time it means nothing, he wants to shoot -8.
King of the backdoor top 5. He
Yeah.
absolutely does this all the time, where he is the best golfer in the world when he doesn't have a shot of winning. There's so many Sundays where he's way out of it. He's the guy who goes out early and puts up like a -8 like he did today. Like, this is so not surprising. We should have been betting this morning that he would have top
Should have
5 if I
hammered
would have
him.
thought about it. This is what Rory does. But I mean, was it fucking really cool to watch him chip in on 18 and then Morikawa to put
And
one
then
in
right
right on
after.
top of him? Like, that was pretty epic. That was fun to watch.
So cool. It
That
meant a
was
lot
like-
to the
It was.
tournament. The shit was over after 12, brother. All that other shit was just to keep the audience engaged. Like, that's all it was. It's not
I
like it
enjoyed
changed the tide. It was cute. It was cool. We'll talk about it today. No one's gonna remember that Rory and Colin went back to back on 18 to chip in and still lose by 5 strokes. Maybe Bobby will.
I will. And I'm not going to argue with you. I enjoyed the fuck out of it. If you didn't, I can understand your point. But I did hear this hypothetical, and I want to know what you guys think. Put yourself in the shoes. So you're on 18 and you have Scottie Scheffler's 5-shot lead. Could you win the Masters? 18, you have 5-shot lead.
Yeah.
So that means you'd have to make a,
Wait,
you'd
like
have
from
to
the
make
tee box? From the tee box?
from the tee box. You'd have to make a 9 on 18 to win.
Yeah.
I think I could do
Absolutely.
that.
I think I could do that.
You guys are fucking stoned. You guys are
Well,
out of your
yes.
mind.
I
Insanely
don't know.
crazy.
I fucked it up. Ball and
no
hole.
chance.
Ball
And
and hole.
hole. You're not making it. No chance. I'm not making it.
A
Witt's not
9?
making it.
Hold on.
No
Let me think.
shot.
Wait, you're talking about on 18.
On
And
18.
we have 9 strokes.
Yep.
All right. And it's from the tips.
Have you seen what the tee shot on 18 looks
Yes,
like?
it's like this. But listen, I'm not going driver. I'm going 9 iron, 9 iron, 9 iron, 9 iron, putt, 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 putt.
No
I
chance.
get 5 putts and 4 9 irons. I could do it.
It took Scottie 4.
Well, Scott, no, bro.
Yeah.
No.
Yep. You would melt up there. You'd be up on that
I would
green
melt.
with those
With all
thousands
those
of people
people.
over there thinking about,
Wait,
I'm going to win
people
the
are out there
Masters.
watching.
Yeah, you're Scottie Scheffler. You are in the tee box to go win the Masters.
It's
No
from the
chance.
tips. Nah,
Oh, yeah.
I probably wouldn't. I don't know. I don't know.
All right,
I think I could if I go 9 iron, 9 iron, 9 iron, 9 iron, 9 iron,
might
and
be
5
able to.
putt. I have life.
Shout out Scottie Scheffler. I gotta go. But when shout out to everybody who picked Scottie Scheffler in our giveaway. We'll be doing that this week,
Tuesday.
right?
Yep.
Oh yes, we
Tuesday.
do have
Okay.
to announce.
And there was
that. We
only
do have to
3 of
announce
you
that.
idiots. How is no one picking the number 1
There was
golfer in the
only
world?
That's what
people?
I'm saying.
We had 100. We had 100 entries, and
I
3
picked
people
Rory.
We
picked
should have
Scottie.
known.
I
We
picked
should have
Rory.
known.
Of course I
We
did.
should have known.
This fucking guy came in
Yeah,
second. All right,
shout out
boys.
to you
Well,
if you picked him.
I'll see you this week.
Yeah,
Peace,
for sure,
Tony.
dude. Go walk
All
your
right.
dog, Tony. Thanks for joining.
All right, love you guys. Bye.
Peace, Tony.
All right, yo, I want to go back to what you said because that was a great question, but we're gonna steal something from Foreplay. So Riggs and Lurch did this thing where they came up with their score. Is this
Yep.
them combined? Is this like best ball hole by
I think
hole?
it was
agreed on
best.
what we-
I think it was best. They each agreed on the score, and then I think they took the best they agreed on or something. I saw that. I didn't look too deep into it because they're fucking insane.
All right, this is what. So we'll start with hole 1.
Mm-hmm.
I'm shooting a 9.
Is there fans and pressure and all that? Because I'm not making anything. I don't even think I complete number 1. I think I pass out and faint and have an anxiety attack and get rushed off the course in an ambulance. Because I don't have the stones. Like when I get on a tee box and I'm getting ready to play, and there's like it's 8 a.m. and there's 2 groups behind me, and I got to take a
I'm
driver.
freaking out. Even
I'm
the people behind.
shitting my pants. And you're gonna add all these cameras and shit? No way. And how close those people stand? I'm killing like 3 to 4 people with my hosel shank that goes 100 miles an hour to the right. Like people are dying out on the golf course if I'm out there.
Dog, that's hilarious because I play by myself all the time. And when I get to that first tee box, I hit my ball as fast as I can just to ensure that no one is behind me to watch me hit. I'd be
Run.
shitting my pants. But we're not going to go hole by hole. That'll take forever. But what would your score be if you were to play Augusta National with or without fans? You could give me 2 different scores for all I care. I'm shooting a 135, 140, maybe even a 150. And I think that's a good round. I mean, people do not understand how hard this course is, even the greens. These guys are barely touching the ball on 35-foot putts. It's ridiculous.
I mean, if it's picture perfect like it was today, I think that saves your score a ton. If we have to play this thing how they played it on Friday, like I promise you, I'm not breaking 150. And I'm like a 10 handicap. I shoot low 80s. Normally I've broken 80 a few times. That's a whole different animal. Those greens would be like nothing I've ever seen before, where guys are
Yes.
hitting 30-foot putts and they're just tapping it and watching it just go. Like I would be putting balls off the green and into the creek somehow and losing my mind. So my official answer is I'm not breaking 150 and I'm going through 3 dozen golf balls if I want to finish.
Yeah, I would go out there with at least 100 golf balls minimum just to ensure that I would get through 18. What would you shoot if it was today's course conditions? Would you break 150?
Would I break 150, dude? So
I don't even think I would get off.
divided by
I wouldn't get
18.
off the 18th tee box. That like those trees make it so narrow. People are asleep. Like I wouldn't even get off that tee box.
I wouldn't break 150. No, because that would mean I'd have to make an 8 pretty much every hole to break 150, and I'm not making an 8 every hole. Like there's gonna be some, if we're truly like keeping real score, there's gonna be some like 16s in there. Because you're gonna hit a tee
Minimum.
shot that hits a tree that goes into the water that you take a drop. Like it would just be all out
Bro,
mad.
even a 3-foot putt is not a guaranteed at Augusta.
And that's the
look at Cam
content we
Smith.
need. That's what we need Augusta to do. They wanted to put Dude Perfect out there and make a mockery. Put 4 average Joe 10 handicappers out there and let's see what they shoot. Because I would watch every single second of these idiots getting bent over by Augusta National.
Oh
It would be the greatest content of all time.
It really would. Too bad Foreplay was going to get that before us, but all we could do is just keep chipping along, brother. We would get manhandled, but I'm just kind of sad because Augusta is definitely like the Super Bowl of golf. You know, like the U.S. Open is great, the British Open is great, the PGA is great, but nothing's really like Augusta the rest of the year, which is why I don't understand why they have it this early, but at the same time you have to just because of the way like the course plays.
Mm-hmm. No, 100%.
Which major are you looking forward to now?
The Open. I love the Open. I love that link style golf.
Which one? There's two of them.
Well, no, the
US
Open and the U.S. Open.
Isn't that annoying that they call it the Open?
Yeah,
like they're both you
can't call it the British Open. It's like frowned upon these days.
Well, they used to call it the British Open.
Yeah, yep. And now it's just the Open for whatever reason. But that style of golf to me is fucking sweet.
I love links.
The U.S. Open is obviously fire because they set the course up hard, and you watch these guys go just get manhandled by a course. But to me, especially this year, because they're going back to St. Andrews. St. Andrews, the oldest golf course in the world. It's where golf began. Like, there's so much history there, and that tee shot on 18 is insane. Like, I can't wait to get into that breakdown because I truly love that tournament and that golf course specifically. So it's definitely the Open for me. But if you said U.S. Open, I wouldn't fault you. That's going to be awesome as well.
When is the Open?
I'm so bad with dates. I have no fucking idea. I can tell you in a second, though.
I'm terrible with dates, too. I love how the U.S. Open plays, though, just because it's so difficult and everyone gets bullied, like you said. The PGA, I feel, is kind of like a free-for-all, though.
Yeah. The PGA is the one where you see random people winning it because it's so, different in nature where the Masters is going to be at Augusta every year. The U.S. Open is going to be hard as fuck every year. The British Open is going to be link style. And then the PGA is just kind of like whatever the course is on the roster. Like next year, the PGA Championship's in Rochester, New York, baby. So I'll be at the PGA. That's going to be sweet. I can't wait for that.
I'm about pulling up.
Pull up.
That's literally
Oak Hill
where you
Country
live.
Club. Yeah, I went to college 2 minutes down the road from where that is. I live right. I could drive there in 20 minutes.
No shit.
Yeah.
We're going to have to make that happen because that would be fucking iconic.
I already put in for the tickets. I put in to volunteer, bro. If they stick me out there and I can be one of those guys that puts the little flag in the ground when I go find a ball, I would do that all day long, bro.
All day.
It'd be sick.
They'll probably have you on the iPad marking the PGA tracker.
No, I wouldn't. I would say no. Put me on the course. I'll be the greenskeeper for the week.
You are on the course.
What is that? So I would follow around with an iPad and just plot?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm about that. I'll fuck with your guys'
All
bets.
day.
When you think your bets are butter, I'll put your guy in like the bunker and you'll be like, what the fuck?
It's hilarious. I got the whole rundown on how all that shit works. It's actually unbelievable.
That's
well, the Masters is concluded. Scottie Scheffler is our champion. All we got is 3 more majors left, brother. That's it.
I know. Like you said, the letdown off the Masters sucks. Like next week is the RBC Heritage.
No one's gonna play in that.
I'm not betting it either. I won't even be able to watch it. I'm gonna be in England, so I'll come correct Tuesday with some course notes, some breakdowns, some guys that I like. But for me, I'm taking the week off. I'm gonna cash my winnings in. For the people at home, it was a Monday NCAA championship winner, which feels like eternity ago, and it was a Sunday Masters winner. All-time week for me, and I can't wait to cash that out and have some extra spending money in England.
Two outrights in 1 week. You got to give it to the kid. Well, that's going to wrap up this episode of Smoking Greens. I hope you guys enjoyed the Masters. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and we will see you guys next week.